The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the men's room. I'm the Appalachian American. Tonight, we are diving into our spoiler discussions for Spider-Man No Way Home. The other day, I put out a reaction video of when I went to go see it, my first thoughts. Friday night, we got together as our normal podcast and got everybody's collective opinions. It happened pretty late in the stream, so what I wanted to do was record that section, put it out as a standalone video, and I just wanted you guys to be able to see this, get our reactions and first thoughts. So without further ado, let's dive into that. Before we jump into this, Collector, I would like for you to tell me what you think is gonna happen. Because Collector doesn't care about spoilers and hasn't seen the movie yet. So
Toby and Garfield show up.
Huh?
Toby and Garfield show up in the third act.
Tobey Maguire's gonna show up in the third act?
Toby and Garfield both in the third act.
Is that okay? What else?
Green Goblin kills May.
How do you know this?
Somebody's been reading.
Yeah, you've been reading the internet.
You are not predicting that accurately. You know what I mean? There's no way.
The weird roommate. Peter moves everybody, all the villains in to try to rehabilitate them, and Green Goblin Norman snaps back into Green Goblin, kills May.
Man, right, so what's the point even for you to go see the movie now?
Right, there's no, I wouldn't even worry about going to see it.
All right, so
wait for it to come out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, do you know about any other cameos besides Spider-Man and villains?
I haven't read that much into it, but spoil away.
Charlie Cox shows up. As,
oh my God, I lost my shit. I was like, it's motherfucking Daredevil. And then when
Oh yeah, I already knew that. He was Peter's lawyer.
But check it out.
His
We were
reflexes are faster than-
just
he's got
talking
powers.
about the Punisher. If Charlie Cox showed up as Daredevil, the Punisher has to be John Bernthal.
Well, then, no, Marvel. Yeah, I've read an article a little while back where Marvel said John Bernthal will 100% come back as the Punisher in some capacity. So they're already in talks, whether it be in a movie or shows again. But
and Charlie Cox has his powers too. His reflexes are faster than Peter's. What I heard.
Yeah.
You talking about Daredevils?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got that sonar thing.
Well, there's a brick that flies through the window, and Charlie Cox just reaches up and grabs it.
And then,
so does nobody know he's Daredevil?
No.
Like none of the superheroes know that.
I mean, not in this universe.
He's a street level hero. You don't do the big.
But see,
well, he does now. Like he was involved in the big War of the Realms and all of that. Like he got that mystical sword. He's thrown down on some big scale stuff, but he is much more of a street level. Because I mean, he doesn't have really super strength. At least not in the show. He doesn't. He's just got killer reflexes and he can brawl.
And he's got enhanced agility and reflexes.
Yep. Oh man. All right. So we just jumping into this?
Yeah, go right at it.
The only complaint I had, and it's not so much a complaint as just I both loved and was kind of let down at the same time, if that makes sense, on the way they brought them in. Like on one part, I kind of wanted them to just swing in, like
right,
boom, like maybe something happens and you just see one land up on the top when they pull their mask off. Like I thought it'd be cool to like have a scene where you think it's just.
Well, they pretty well spoiled it anyway too. Like in the big fight scene in one of the trailers, they digitally removed Tom and Garfield out of the fight, but they show the lizard reacting to a punch when nobody's there.
Well, that was Andrew Garfield kicking him.
I actually heard a really cool theory, though. Someone before was saying that they thought that what was going to happen was that, and they were half right, but that Doc Ock and Green Goblin were going to team up. Was that you?
Yeah.
And that was Doc Ock, like, edited out, like the big, but it was only half right, which I love Doc Ock in this movie, too, man. He really came back awesomely.
Yeah. It was for me. It was a redemption story.
Oh, speaking of redemption, dude, when friggin' Andrew Garfield got redemption.
Oh yeah, that like
saved MJ.
There was a couple times in this movie where I was like,
so when she's falling,
allergies.
Toby don't save. Not Toby. Tom Holland don't save her, but Garfield saves.
All right. So MJ falls. Michelle falls. Tom Holland lunges for, is falling, and Green Goblin comes through and swipes him up. Well, Andrew Garfield sees it. He just lunges, catches her, and then lands. And then you just see him like overcome with emotion, like he's
crying.
That he was able to save her.
Yeah. I did feel like Tobey Maguire's. Maybe it's just because he's gotten older. He was awesome, but I don't know, man.
He looked rough.
Yeah, he just felt a little boxy. You know what I'm saying? Like we know Tobey Maguire is a great actor. If you've ever
Toby felt like Big Brother.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's what he was going for. Is that seasoned? I mean, he's got to be
just
what,
like everybody's
he's
big
46,
brother.
So he's like 2 years older than I am.
So he's 46. So I mean, I guess he was. I mean, they're all. I will say this. So I didn't like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, and I never necessarily thought it was because of him. But with that said, this movie shows me that Andrew Garfield can be a great Spider-Man if he's got good writing behind.
Well, he was always a good Spider-Man. He sucked as Peter.
Yeah,
he was too cool. He was a hip kid. He was a cool kid. He wasn't a nerd.
Yep.
So,
he was a hip, scared kid.
Before Tom Holland, that's what people used to say, was that Tobey Maguire was a better Peter Parker and Andrew Garfield was a better Spider-Man.
Yeah. Last night, me and Justin were talking on Facebook Messenger about how that there was some real life memes in the actual movie. You know, one we touched on earlier was I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
Yeah, that shit that cracked me up, man.
And then when they were in the school, now see, I could tell you this because you've already seen it. I wanted to talk about this so bad last night. In the school, Ned and MJ are like, "Hey, Peter," and all three of them look like, "What?" And then they all kind of was like
the actual
the meme.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. I saw on Facebook maybe like 2 weeks ago, and it said, "If this meme isn't reenacted in Spider-Man: No Way Home, we riot." Dude,
Riots will be happening
happy.
today. No
Oh.
riots today.
I was so happy.
I just can't say enough good things about the movie, man. It was just top to bottom. It was I mean, like I said, man, it makes you cry multiple times. It got me kind of choked up. It's got some great action. It's got some great twists and turns. The post-credit scene, the first one, oh my God. I mean, like we see where Spider-Man's story is going now.
Now,
Yep.
question for you. And
All right.
me and Seth talked about this earlier. Do you think they should stop now?
No, absolutely not.
Well, no, hold up. Tommy, clarify, because I like now that we can get into spoilers. We couldn't touch base on this.
Yeah.
Are you meaning more of like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield?
No, I'm just talking about continuing Tom Holland's Spider-Man story.
Oh, what are you talking about, Tommy?
I'm talking about, I feel like it was a good closure for Spider-Man. Like, still have him, but don't do another Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, there was 3 of them, dude.
All 3.
No,
Why
would you do that? And then on top of that, the very end, again, spoilers, but the first post-credit scene shows that we're going to get into the like actual Tom Holland's going to go through the symbiote suit and all of that. I mean, and he's actually ended this one with like the real Spider-Man suit, like the most true to comic Spider-Man suit that's ever been put on screen.
I don't
Tommy,
feel
like
there's no more up.
Huh?
I just feel like there's no more up for him. Like, I feel like they're going to try too hard to top this movie, and they're going to destroy it.
Tommy, he's at rock bottom.
Spider-Man came out in 1962.
Tommy, Spider-Man's at rock bottom right now, right
at
this moment. At
and
the end of this movie.
If they stop it now, they're just going to reboot it later. So they might as well keep it going with the characters we like. And the thing is, there's still Spider-Man has so much story to tell. There's still his experience with the symbiote suit. I know that you're going to end up getting Eddie Brock back into his universe, which would be
so. I may have missed something, but I swear I watched a trailer where the Rhino came out.
He's probably looking at you. You sure?
Hold up. All right. So when all that stuff at the very end was going on, and you could see that the people were starting to break through.
Oh yeah.
One of those designs was the Rhino. Like you could see outlines of figures.
I mean, I saw a trailer, and I swear it was a full body metal Rhino.
That was the end of the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was old. But also one of the people that were trying to come through was Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, and see that's something none of the other movies have touched on, and Kraven would be a great enemy to bring in.
Kraven's a dark character too. He ends up killing himself in the comics.
Yeah. This is what I think. If they do make another one, this time put Venom, Deadpool, and Spider-Man in the same movie.
No, Deadpool.
No?
You don't want Deadpool.
But
now, why is it y'all don't want Deadpool?
He's just too much jokes, too much funny. I want serious.
See, I want a mix of it because that's what the comics are, man. Like the Spider-Man Daredevil, the Spider-Man Deadpool comics, they had a series back like 5-6 years ago, ran together. That was actually good. Like it was comical. I would like to see Deadpool in the movie more in the role that like Doctor Strange had in this movie. Like I wouldn't want him to be a main star, but like I think it'd be awesome to have him on there a little bit.
You know, I've always said one if they bring Deadpool over, he wouldn't be able to cuss as much. But I think what would be hilarious.
Look what happened with Let There Be Carnage. They made a PG-13.
What I think would be hilarious is for Deadpool to just speak everything like the way that he wants to, and when he cuss, it actually beeps like Justin's soundboard. Beep.
Yeah.
Well, I had said back when this was years ago, I had said it'd be cool because Doctor Strange could be annoyed by his language, so he just casts a quick little spell on him, and every time he drops an F-bomb or something severe, it's just like a random sound effect. He'd be like, are you censoring me right now?
Well, no, but see, like, because Deadpool's the only one that really breaks the fourth wall, and when you hear the beat from like the censoring, Deadpool would just go crazy like, why in the world is that noise? What in the heck is that?
I think that
nobody else can hear it.
I think it'd be cooler to have Spider-Man cameo in a Deadpool movie more than to have Deadpool in a Spider-Man movie. Then you could keep your Spider-Man movie serious, but then you could get Spider-Man and Deadpool together because
you can joke around about which Spider-Man are you? Are you Toby? Are you Garfield? Are you Holland?
So I mean, it'd
be say
cool
the actors' names instead of the actual.
Yeah. Now I do want to see Venom in the next one. I mean, I really want that to be. That was a big part of my childhood, the '90s cartoon.
I don't think we're ready for Venom next.
I think we are.
No. You know what I think we're ready for next? I think we're ready for that symbiote to find Tom Holland.
I'm excited.
And we spend an entire movie of him being just dark and mean.
Well, I wonder if they're going to have their own instead of having
face off against Bully McGuire.
Instead of having what's his name? Tom, who plays Venom?
Hardy.
Tom. I wonder if they're going to have their own version instead of Tom Hardy being in the Spider-Man movies. I wonder if they're going to have their own version of Eddie Brock, and it's going to play out like it does in the comic. Like the symbiote's going to get on Peter Parker, and then it's going to get to his own Eddie Brock.
But see, I think if they're going to do anything with the symbiote, I think the next movie should be him acquiring the symbiote and then spending the movie like even if they do a 2-part, but do the first movie. He needs to be it needs to be a dark story.
You don't want no pelvic thrusts.
No.
So
and then maybe in the movie with him like at the clock tower.
I'm just ready. However they do it, whether it be 1 movie or 3 movies from now, I'm ready for Venom in the Spider-Man movies. Because like growing up in the '90s with the Spider-Man cartoons, Venom was like that guy
everywhere. Yeah, it was everywhere.
Man, hey, you know what? Then they'll split the multiverse open again, and Topher, whatever his name is.
Oh no, let him stay. Let him stay in his own universe. I like Topher Grace as an actor.
Grace, that's right.
But I do not like. I mean, I don't understand. Like Sam Raimi did so good with the first 2. I mean, I still think Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire is one of the best superhero movies of all time. But I don't understand in the third one why, when it comes to casting, he was like, "Yeah, Topher Grace would be a great."
It wasn't Sam Raimi.
Who was it?
It was Avi Arad.
Oh, so Sam Raimi didn't do the third one?
No, Sam Raimi did do the third one, but the executive producer was Avi Arad, and Avi had such a boner for Venom that Venom wasn't even supposed to be a part of that movie. And Venom showed up because Avi Arad made it be. That's why the movie feels so discombobulated, is because Sam Raimi had a vision and Avi Arad came in there and threw Venom in on it.
Because I know Sam Raimi's next originally he wanted to do a 4th one, and that one was going to have Carnage.
Yeah.
Because I remember that being talked about when I was like in my late teens, early 20s, him talking about bringing Carnage into the next one. But that was before the third one even came out. And then,
so I got an opinion to ask y'all. What did y'all feel when y'all saw him about to kill the Green Goblin and get stopped?
That's not an opinion, that's a question.
I knew that was going to happen.
Like, did you see it happening? And like, my heart dropped. I was like, "Oh, is he actually going to kill somebody?"
Nah, that for me at least, that part felt predictable. Like I knew somebody. I figured it was going to be Tobey Maguire, but I knew he won't go actually kill him.
He said, "I've been stabbed before."
Yeah, he's like, "You're in a lot of pain, aren't you?" Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was great, man. The dynamic between Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield was really good too.
Oh yeah, because he just turned around and was like, "Hey, you're amazing.
Yeah.
You are amazing."
The Amazing Spider-Man.
That I know, but it was also playing in because everybody talks so much crap about the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. That's why he felt so down and bad about it.
Oh yeah, because he was like, what did he say? Something to the effect of like, I just suck compared to y'all because Tom Holland was talking about fighting in space, and then Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire had all this cool stuff, and he's like, I fought a guy in a big metal rhino suit.
Yeah,
I suck compared to y'all.
Yeah.
No,
He said, "What's the
redeemed himself.
all the Avengers? That's cool. What's the Avengers?"
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed at that though. I was just hoping at least because they did reference Doctor Strange in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. So I was kind of bummed at that because I thought it'd be cool if it was like they still existed. Maybe he just wasn't a part of them. As you know what I mean? I don't know. I kind of wanted them to exist in Tobey Maguire.
Well, I imagine there is a Tony Stark.
Yeah, it's gotta be because he's in. I don't see how he couldn't be.
But man, and I was telling my little brother on the way to the movie, I said, I'm sure some comic did it at some point. I remember one moment in time, Aunt May was dying or something, but then she didn't. But
well, in the comics, they did really stupid.
I've got what you're talking about right there. I've got those two. It's One Moment in Time and One More Day or whatever it's called.
They did a really touching storyline where Aunt May was dying. On her deathbed, she told Peter, "I've known all along that you're Spider-Man." And she passes away. It was a touching moment. Great storyline. Then they screwed it all up. Said, "Oh, that wasn't Aunt May. Norman Osborn hired an actress and had plastic surgery." And
yeah.
I think if somebody replaced a family member, even with plastic surgery, I'm going to know that's not my family member.
I was telling my brother, I was like, the only time I've seen Aunt May die in my time with Spider-Man is in the video game, And then I was like, I couldn't believe the video game did that. And then that in this movie, and I'm like, oh, what the shit? My brother's like, you read spoilers? I was like, no, I didn't. I did not expect them to kill off Marissa Tomei.
Oh yeah, hot Aunt May.
I was not expecting that at all.
So when they were kind of talking about MJ or their prospective girlfriends and whatnot, did you catch when Tobey Maguire was saying that like it was complicated?
Yeah.
So I heard some speculation that was it Spider-Man Reign where MJ got killed?
I thought he had said they made it. Was he cooking something?
I don't know.
Sounds like he's going to the John.
Tommy sounds like he's
getting ice.
I thought he said something about they worked it out.
Oh, see, I've been trying to listen to stuff because like nobody I could talk to about it today.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I thought he had said something like, talking about it being hard, and he was like, "Well, we worked it out."
Yeah, he said that.
Complicated or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was just talking about. Be honest, I thought he was just talking about how different that Mary Jane is from his Mary Jane, because this Mary Jane is like a mixed girl, and his Mary Jane is a pasty white redhead.
Yeah,
gotcha. Well, see, I was just thinking because like somebody took the speculation out of it and was just saying about complicated could have, and he was kind of down about it that they were like the Spider-Man Reign comic book where MJ died because of radioactive jizz.
Yep, his radio. I forgot all about that. Yeah, she did, didn't she? She got cancer from his.
Yeah, and I was thinking maybe he's referring to the part where he gave her cancer.
Oh, I told my brother too when they all were together. I leaned over and told my brother. I said, I really hope they speculate on his organic webbing. Like, I really hope they do.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, because that was.
So
I
when they first saw each other, and he realized that they both just attack each other.
Yeah, that was great. Andrew Garfield's entrance was freaking hilarious though. When she's like, prove you're Spider-Man. He does like the hanging from the ceiling. She's like, anybody could do that. Crawl on it. He's like, I'm not gonna crawl on the ceiling. And then she's like, she asked, "Did you get that cobweb in the corner while you're up there?" That was great.
My abuela was wondering if you would get that cobweb while you're up there.
No, Andrew Garfield definitely redeemed himself in my eyes as a Spider-Man. He needs better written stories, but he does a really good job. I really enjoyed it. I thought him and Toby's dynamic was great.
Yeah. So Tommy during the show asked the question about, do you want to see more? I thought that he was meaning along the lines of like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
It was kind of a mixture of both. Do y'all want to see more of that?
I want to see where Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in life.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, I'm a fan of all of them, so I'm not going to complain if they give me a glimpse into it. Yeah, no, I think it would be cool to have them pop in every now and again, like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It'd be great to see one of the alternate Peters swing in and be like, "Oh, we're doing this again." Be like,
I would love to see another movie with Tobey Maguire as an older Spider-Man.
Oh, I wish.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna tell you what. Did you ever read a day in the life of a collector? Is that what it was called? Spider-Man. It was basically where he aged appropriately with the decades.
I think I've heard of it. I haven't read it, but I heard about it.
I'm gonna tell you what. That's one of the times where like a comic will make you cry, man. Oh my God, it just has a beautiful ending. Because by the end of it, it's 2020, and Spider-Man's like, an old man, and like it incorporates all of the other characters in different ways, and it's just, oh my God, it's beautiful. Like, it's
one thing they could actually do too, with the Tobey Maguire, since he actually has a Mary Jane, they could do the Mayday Parker.
Yeah, they could do the radioactive jizz. I just want to hear him say that. Well, how did she die? My sperm.
Did you see the
sperm?
Did you see this? Like, that's hilarious.
No shit. I've thoroughly enjoyed all of the Spider-Man movies, though.
I didn't care much for Homecoming.
The first one, I didn't watch the theaters. I had no. I just never felt that Tom Holland was a good Spider-Man.
What?
It took me 2 tries to watch the first one.
See, I think
I only got through the second one on one sitting because I went with my nephews and my sister to see the second one in the theater.
Oh, I think I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. See, I've loved him from the get-go. Most hardcore Spider-Man fans, like, he's always been my favorite. He's the one comic like I followed. And it's like most of the time that means that people are super critical, but like I'm the opposite. Like I just get so excited for something Spider-Man. Like I give it passes, I guess.
Now, why don't they have Stan Lee? Like usually they have a reference to Stan Lee. Did y'all see it in this one?
I was wondering about that. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it, and usually they do, even if it's just a picture on the wall.
Somebody on my Facebook page had posted, if you spoil Spider-Man, it said, spoil Spider-Man below for a chance to meet Stan Lee.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
But I don't know, like, did we see him in Endgame?
Yes.
Yes.
In Endgame, when Cap and Tony go back to the 70s and they're outside that military base.
Yep.
Stan Lee rolls up in like a CUDA and like doing a burnout. It was like, make love, not war.
Yep. Now, did we see him in Far From Home? Or what was it? The second Spider-Man?
I think.
I don't
know.
know. Oh, side note, completely unrelated, just in terms of epic. Have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen Inception? I mean, not Inception. Have y'all seen Interstellar?
Yes.
All right, you know the main theme song to that?
No.
Spider-Man.
Well, if you get a chance, you should Google Interstellar rock version. This guy made a rock. I mean, it is absolutely epic, man. Like, oh my gosh, it's awesome. I've been listening to it on repeat. It is incredible. Just for people who like epic stuff. Interstellar was really good. You just got to really watch it.
They should have done a little clip of all three of them swinging through the city during daytime.
Well, they
really
couldn't.
specific.
I don't know, because like you see, each movie has it to where they're swinging through the city during the daytime.
Well, the final swing, yeah.
Yeah, they should have done that.
Well, he got it. He got the final swing, but they had to go home.
I'm kind of stoked. I mean, and I loved it while it was there, but I'm kind of stoked that the age of the Stark spider suit is kind of closed, and we're going back to more, like a homemade, costume that did good. Yeah, I like that. I think it's been cool and it's been great, but I'm glad to get away from like a high tech Spider-Man and back to kind of just what we're used to for Spider-Man.
Yeah. I never have been a fan of the Iron Man Jr. Spider-Man should stand up on his own. He shouldn't need Tony Stark to prop him up.
So, do you think anything's going to come of what's his name being able to do magic?
Yes.
Yes.
I was kind of hoping that he would fall, maybe get hurt, and get mad at Peter and become the Hobgoblin.
A lot of folks were saying he was going to become the Hobgoblin in this. But yeah, I definitely think, yeah.
Okay, what's the end credit scenes? I didn't get to watch that.
Venom was there.
Tom Hardy is sitting at the bar, asking questions about Thanos and Tony Stark, and like he can't believe that there's an alien looking for stones. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. And then as he gets pulled back, you get this little excuse me,
bless you,
little clip of some symbiote left over.
Yeah,
so it's going to be interesting.
He was like, "We are drunk. We should go skinny dipping."
Yeah, we should not go skinny dipping. Yeah, I thought the first Venom was okay. I like the second Venom. I had one gripe with it, but other than that,
I just bought it today.
I like it.
I was watching it when somebody sent me the message like, "I sent you a link to get into the stream." I was like, okay.
Well, why didn't you check your dang email?
Because I got other stuff to do. So the email.
Well, poo on you.
God, I just, man, I love it so much.
It was so good. I was so aggravated because, like, the whole way home, like, I was trying to ask my wife questions, and she was like, I don't know. Like, it's a movie.
Yeah, she's like, I don't follow it the way that you do.
I'm like, oh my God.
I've been saying for years I wanted to do to get the whole Marvel collection. And I just had never started on it. Like I got a few here and there, but I really do want to get, and it'd be dope because now the Venoms need to be need to be included, and like, oh man, I just like put all of them together now.
I've got a good chunk of them, but after Endgame, like it really just took the wind out of my sails.
Oh yeah, I think that. Well, COVID had a lot to do too, but I think they also knew like you didn't like Endgame.
No, I didn't like Endgame. That really.
I liked it until the Hulk didn't show up. I mean, the real Hulk. The Hulk I wanted.
They had a perfect opportunity for him to go berserk when he found out Black Widow died.
Yeah.
Really helped out.
All right, I'll sit over here as the only Endgame fan.
What? I mean,
the problem with Endgame, it was enjoyable watching the first time. When you start analyzing it, it destroys the entire MCU.
I walked out of that movie mad. I couldn't even get through it like the first time happy.
Did you like Infinity War?
Yes.
I didn't.
Oh my God, y'all are some hard people to please. I'm gonna tell you what. I have heard more. I ain't like that. I ain't like this. I don't like that.
Well, Infinity War felt like a different movie compared to the Endgame.
I think they wanted them to be very different movies, though. That was kind of what they were going for.
I like Infinity War, except for them bitching out the Hulk.
Yeah, they lied to me though.
That was my biggest beef with Infinity War was the Hulk. Like I thought that whole plot line was stupid and unnecessary, unless their point was that, I mean, obviously the Hulk couldn't beat Thanos one-on-one, but unless their argument was like if the Hulk was out in full force, it wouldn't have been near as much of a challenge for them. But then again,
the entire thing was set up like even the beginning of Infinity War. Nerf all the big heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
They killed a bunch of Asgardians, who were even street level as regular civilian Asgardians are stronger than humans. There's upper class ones like Thor, of course, and the other warriors, elite warriors. But in a fight, I'd rather have Asgardians than Wakandans.
Yeah.
If I was going to pick my army, I'd rather have Asgardians.
Rather have gods than people.
Yes.
No, I the Hulk not coming out at all.
Then you had to nerf the Hulk. Then in Endgame, nerf Thor. Then nerf both Thor and Hulk. And
that Thor was my biggest beef with Endgame. Like it was funny at first, like cool, whatever. But at some point, I wanted him to take his hammer and put it in the sky and just whip back into shape real quick or something. I was not a fan that he went into the final battle.
He should be able to get fat.
Yeah, I didn't like that he went into the final battle.
Guardian.
Looking like the Big Lebowski. I just wasn't a big fan of that.
No.
Man, but I'm gonna tell you what, I lost my absolute shit when Cap got that hammer. Oh my God, Thor!
He did that ever since Age of Ultron. He did move the hammer a little bit in Age of Ultron.
Oh yeah, well they said that the writers had said that he knew he could pick it up. That's how Cap is. Like he didn't want to hurt Thor's pride. It won't really nothing to gain from picking it up other than to boast. So it won't no point of doing it.
So last night I was standing out in front of the theater and I messaged Justin on Facebook, and I was like, as hard as I am to please, and I'm telling you this is good.
I'll tell you what, y'all are I would hate if I ever achieve my dream of getting something written and out there and it gets adapted to film. You are not allowed. None of y'all are allowed to watch. I will make sure that it's somehow banned from your homes. Your names are banned from the theaters. You will not see it.
Well, let me ask you this, Justin.
I enjoyed Endgame at the time, but once you start analyzing the entire movie, it breaks everything.
See, I felt that way about the Ninja Turtles. I went to see the first one, and I was at the beach, and I was a little younger, and I was not in my normal state of mind, if you know what I'm saying. Not going to get into details here, but I was on clouds when I went to see it, and I'm like, oh man, this is great. And then I got home and bought it and put it in, and 20 minutes into it, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Teenage Ninja Hulks.
It was absolute garbage. But Endgame, man, that whole time travel thing makes no fucking sense. But I still just absolutely love the movie.
Well,
once they introduce time travel, it ruins it. It's very hard to do.
Yeah. The only one that was
the entire. Well, it's like, we got to go all these points where all the stones are Just time travel back before Thanos destroys the stones. He's in a weakened condition. You could took them all right then.
Well, and on top of that, the easiest way to have done it, Doctor Strange, I mean, seriously, people joke about it, but it would have been easy. Like when they had his hand held out, why didn't he just open a portal and then cut his freaking hand off?
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Or when Star-Lord's screwed up, reverse time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
he could have set the same spell up he did when he defeated Domaru, who was a bigger threat than Thanos.
Yeah.
In Doctor Strange 1, he could have set the same reset spell until they got it right.
Well, if he could see the future, though, and everything like he was doing, he should have just poofed Star-Lord away. Just get rid of him for a little bit while they do it.
Well, they're setting up Star-Lord screwing up makes them win.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he knew what had to happen. He knew they were going to lose that battle. He knew that they were going to be poofed away. Like he knew all of that had to play out in order to beat Thanos.
But all that changes if Stormbreaker had made contact with the head.
Or it all would have changed if that rat didn't reactivate the machine in Ant-Man's vein.
Right, rat.
He's the true hero of an Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Random rat walking across and clicking a switch.
Yeah.
We
are venturing off Spider-Man, so is this a good place? Do you guys have anything else you want to say about Spider-Man?
Go see it.
Yeah,
now.
go see it. It's so good.
Collector, I know you've read all on it and everything, and you know it. Just still go see it. It's good.
I will.
I'm very interested to see what Monday morning money-wise.
Oh, yeah. They said it's already shattering records.
Good.
It should, man. It's a solid.
If they didn't put Tom Holland and Garfield in it, people would have been pissed.
Especially Tom Holland.
Well, they kind of ruined it for me when they Marvel posted this big thing. Don't spoil Spider-Man like that.
They could have left Tom Holland out of it. I've been fine.
That right there told me that that they were going to be in it, because it's like, well, if they're not in it, then there's nothing to really spoil. But it's when they did that, I was like, all right, they're probably going to be in it.
Oh, when it leaked out those pictures of them in there, they try to say, "Oh, those are all fake."
Yep.
No,
they're together on set with a green screen. I don't think.
It's a deep fake. No.
John Campia was on a show like, if you look at Tobey Maguire's dick. He's like, I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Spider dick. I killed her with my spider sperms.
Like if they were more secretive about
the correct Spider-Man.
In today's day and age, though, man, it's just almost impossible to keep something under wraps. I mean, you got so many crew on the, they get, a lot of times too, they get paid for some of these leaks. So, I mean, of course, in the day of the internet, it's really hard. I kind of feel bad for movie makers that want to surprise you and have these cool twists you never see coming, and they don't ever get a chance to, because the second they announced this No Way Home, it was like, they're all three going to be in it. And it was just in your head.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had no idea. Imagine if this was like back in the 90s or the early 2000s. And, that nobody, just imagine the surprise you would have had if.
Dude, I would have had a stroke in the movie theater.
Oh, it would have blew your mind, but we already were expecting it.
God, dude. Oh, my God. My wife was like, what is wrong with you?
No, what would have been amazing though is them all coming together at when they met each other. Instead of being the way they were, they all three started fighting each other.
Well, they kind of did that with the
Tobey. No, I'm talking like a full blown fight.
Why would they want to fight each other? They're all wearing Spider-Man suits.
You have to set up a situation where maybe one of them, like maybe where Tom Holland's had to fight a clone of himself. It makes sense that he would attack.
Well, that's what the original meme came from, like with the pointing type thing, with the Ben Reilly Spider-Man and all that stuff, because he had a Spider-Man fought a clone of himself.
Yep, now he's what, the Scarlet Spider?
No, that's a different one. They stabilized Kane.
I thought Ben Reilly was the Scarlet Spider.
Well, it's very convoluted. There is a Scarlet Spider now too.
Because I know it was like, I remember that storyline arc when I was a kid, when it was like Peter was a clone of the Ben Reilly's the real one, and then it's like, no, actually Ben Reilly is the clone after all, and then Ben Reilly goes off to do his own thing with that.
Actually, they killed off Ben Reilly in that storyline, which made no sense because he dissolved. Stable clones they showed die like regular humans, and he was supposed to be a stable clone. So it's always in the back of everybody's minds, like, well, that shouldn't have happened if he was a stable clone. He shouldn't have dissolved. But
then it comes
later
back,
on, before they brought him back, Kane, the older, like, unstable clone of Spider-Man that would, like, basically, like, faces off with his using the spider thing and burn their faces. The mark of Kane.
I've never heard of
him. He looked like a Peter Parker when they stabilized him, but he had a beard. They gave him the tech suit that he used when he was part of the Fantastic Four. He became Scarlet Spider. And recently they brought back Ben Reilly, and I think he's Scarlet Spider now as well. I don't know exactly how they brought back Ben Reilly.
Because you had that whole thing in the 90s cartoon. You had the Scarlet Spider with the red suit and the jean jacket and all of that crap. I wasn't really fond of it. He had little wrist web shooter things. The little bracelets.
I know you can buy the web shooters now that it shoots like a string out with magnets, and it's very popular right now.
When I was a kid, it was just silly string.
Yeah. I think these things shoot like 10 feet, and if you hit something metal, you can pull it towards you.
I'm gonna sit back and pop magnets off the refrigerator.
Yep.
I'm Spider-Man, bitch.
All right, guys. I think that's good. I'm tired.
Yes.
Target to kind of spoiled something for the Doctor Strange. The Marvel Legends team. They got like call it Defenders Doctor Strange. Pull it up here. I'll send it to you.
Is that part of the movie?
It's apparently going to be part of the movie.
Oh, all right. Well, you can pull it up. We'll talk about it. We can talk about it off air. Check out all of our links. They're down below. Go check out Justin and CollectorExpress. They have bigger channels than me.
Oh, stop.
Not a long shot. Like into the thousands. So go check them out. And as always, don't forget.
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is